the game tonight for me. I hope that sounds good to you too. We're doing books. We're doing a book haul. Separate to this, although I've got some really good books to show you. Separate to this, I'm also, I think, going to do a little fall TBR, video on Patreon. So, if you want to know what I'm going to be reading soon, this season, you can find that there. And here, we're going to go over books that I've purchased, so that I bought, that I borrowed, and that I found. Okay, we'll start with what I bought. Okay. How gorgeous is this cover, honestly? This has been out for a little bit, but I got it pretty recently. It is Audition by Katie Kitamura. I've never read anything by her, so I'm curious to see how this will be. I also do ever feel like you have a hair stuck to your lips, but like don't want to mess up your lipstick. I'm convinced there's a little dog hair here, but I don't know. Haven't found it yet. Okay, so getting back on topic. Never read her, but I'm looking forward to it. This, so they say, is an exhilarating, destabilizing Mobius strip of a novel that asks whether we ever really know the people we love. I've had my hair up all day and now it's just doing whatever it wants. Okay, two people meet for lunch in a Manhattan restaurant. She's an accomplished actress in rehearsals for an upcoming premiere. He's attractive, troubling, young enough to be her son. Who is he to her, and who is she to him? Blah blah blah, dot, hypnotic, compulsively readable, da da da. It sounds fun to me. It sounds fun, and I love the colors they used on this cover. Love them. If you've read any of these books, let me know, and let me know what you thought. Then I also bought this bright green guy. Bright green. This is called Berlin Atomized by Julia Kornberg, translated by Jack Rockwell and Julia Kornberg. I picked this up because it's in translation, and I love literature in translation, and also because the writer is Argentine. She also wrote inside, not to me in particular, but I like this note. It's a general note. It just says, to the reader of this novel, thank you, XX, Julia. So it says, Berlin Atomized finds the Goldstein siblings, young, Argentine, downwardly mobile, waiting out the early 2000s in a newly developed gated community. While Argentina faces the worst economic crisis in its history, Nina Goldstein bathes too frequently, washing with fervor and repeating, I am not asleep. She grows up partying and taking undeserved siestas, while her eldest brother, Jeremias, is drawn into the city's powder keg music scene, and their middle sibling, Mateo, prepares to join the Israeli Defense Forces. Each sibling rehearses their own escape from the Eden siblings strain to grow closer to each other against a backdrop of their personal, political, and aesthetic failures. Da, 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 da. And then it's quite long. I didn't read quite a lot of it, but supposedly it is defiant, dexterous, percussive, percolating with violent light. That synopsis, to be honest, didn't really pull me in, but I saw that the writer was Argentine. I saw that it was translated, and also I flipped through in the bookstore really quickly and saw some passages in here about one of these siblings, probably the girl, or the young woman, painting. I've just been interested in reading fiction about art, the industry, the scene, all of that. I don't know anything about it, and I find it very interesting, so I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it is. Okay. Then we have this one. I'm trying to move them gently so that you don't wobble too much. Okay. This is called Season of the Swamp. By Yuri Herrera, who also wrote Signs Preceding the End of the World, and is it called The Transmigration of Bodies? I think so. Both of which are excellent, but I especially loved Signs Preceding the End of the World. Highly, 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 highly recommend. So this is another book in translation. I believe Yuri Herrera is a Mexican writer. Yeah, born in Mexico, author of 3 novels. So after I read this, I've read his whole body of work so far. Very fun. Okay. I'll be honest, I just really like this writer, so I didn't read the synopsis before I bought this, actually. Because, sometimes there's just writers where it's like anything they put out, you're like, I'm probably gonna pick it up. Alright. New Orleans, 1853. A young exile named Benito Juarez disembarks at a fetid port city at the edge of a swamp. Years later, he will become the first indigenous head of state in the post-colonial Americas. But now, he is as anonymous and invisible as any other migrant to the roiling and alluring city of New Orleans. Accompanied by a small group of fellow exiles who plot their return and hoped for victory over the Mexican dictatorship, Juarez immerses himself in the city, which absorbs him like a sponge, working odd jobs, suffering through the heat of a southern summer, falling victim to the constant confusions of a strange young nation, hallucinations, yellow fever, falling in love with music and food. This book reimagines how the 18 pivotal months in New Orleans prepared Juarez for the revolutions to come. Cool. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Again, the synopsis is not exactly what grabbed me or what grabs me now, but I trust this writer, so I am excited to read this one. I actually was interested in this book when it came out, but I just never felt like actually buying it or getting my hands on it, but it did interest me. It seems like maybe it was bought from here, or Three Lives and Company, or she was the reader. The prior reader was just reusing a bookmark. So, this is about a woman in her mid-20s at the height of tech industry idealism. So just like all the absurdities of tech, of the startup world. I believe it takes place in San Francisco. And there's, as you can tell by the title, Uncanny Valley. Really great title. There's a certain level of eeriness or absurdity in this book, is my understanding, even though it's based in real events, real people, real circumstances, and I love the eerie, so I'll almost definitely read this one, but would love to hear if you have read it, and if you have, what you thought. Alright, then these two my sister lent me when she came to visit like months ago, like half a year ago. The first one is Headshot by Rita Bullwinkle. I love these colors, this green, this pink and purple almost, and red, blue. I read her short story collection, I think it's called Belly Up. I thought it was alright. I also have a hard time connecting with story collections, so maybe that's just a me thing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna read this one. I probably won't, unless you convince me that I should. And I'm amenable to being convinced. Okay, it's not against my will that I would be convinced, so feel free to weigh in. Okay, so the synopsis says, an unexpected tragedy at a community pool, a family's unrelenting expectation of victory, the desire to gain or lose control, to make time speed up or stop, to be frighteningly, undeniably good at something. Each of the 8 teenage girl boxers in this blistering debut novel has her own reasons for the sacrifices she has made to come to Reno, Nevada, to compete and be named the best in the country, blah blah blah, and then they face off at this boxing tournament. Cool concept, but I read some reviews and I don't think I'm going to love the shifting point of view. I don't know why, I just have a feeling it's not going to work for me because of the shifting point of view, because of the plot revolving around this tournament. It's a fine premise, but not one that I'm particularly interested in. And yeah, just flipping through, I don't know that the language really grabs me either. It feels very distant, but who knows? I have it. I may read it. Then my sister also lent me You Dreamed of Empires. I should wash my hair before the next video, because like past few videos. It's been so hot. And I've come on, after, like I said, all day of wearing my hair in a bun with a clip. Which I would do on this video too. I wouldn't mind that. It's just that as a half-head, if I put my hair in a bun and a clip, then you just get no hair. And I don't know, it's kind of strange. If you could see my whole head, it would probably work better. But here we are, Half-Head City. Okay. This is by Alvaro Enrique. And it was translated by Natasha Wimmer, author of Sudden Death. I don't know that book, Sudden Death. Okay. Wow, we have a lot of historical fiction, A lot of these plots are set a century or 2 or 3 ago. A century or 2 or 3 ago. Alright, this one says, one morning in 1519, Hernan Cortes, accompanied by his captains, his troops, his translators, and his prized horses, arrives at the seat of the Aztec Empire, today's Mexico City. Despite a bungled entrance, the conquistador and his entourage are invited to a ceremonial welcome meal, then ensconced in the labyrinthian palace. It's a little hard to read this. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a spiral. Behind the text, there's a spiral. As they await their meeting with Moctezuma, unaware that the emperor, at a moment of political and spiritual crisis, is riding a hallucinogenic high, they wonder why the warm welcome. Will they really escape alive, much less vanquish the empire? And what if they don't? Bum, bum, bum. Okay, I hadn't read that synopsis yet. Actually, I'm gonna read this one. Let me know if you've read it, but I'm gonna read this one. Headshot, I'm really not convinced, so if you liked it, please let me know. Again, I'm amenable to being swayed, available to be led into reading a book that I otherwise would write off. Okay, and then the last one is another one that I found in a tiny library, and it is called The Classic, a novel by a Sloane Crossley. I read Sloane Crossley's essay collection a while ago, a long time ago, and I was much younger then, but I was really delighted by it. I really liked it. It was an easy read, but it felt comfortable and friendly, talking to a friend kind of thing. I think it was called I Was Told There Would Be Cake. And then she's written this novel, maybe another novel, I'm not sure. She has a memoir as well. I like the way this premise sounds, but I don't think the language is gonna carry me very far. It's a little TV feeling, a little serviceable. And you know me, I love beautiful language or gory One night in New York City's Chinatown, Lola is at a reunion dinner with former colleagues when she leaves to buy a pack of cigarettes. On her way back, she runs into an ex-boyfriend, and then another, and another. Nothing is quite what it seems as the city becomes awash with ghosts of heartbreaks past. What might pass for coincidence becomes something far stranger. The recently engaged Lola must contend not only with the viability of her current relationship, but also with the fact that both her best friend and her former boss, a magazine editor turned mystical guru, have an unhealthy investment in the outcome. Past and present converge in ways both comic and eerie, as Lola is forced to decide if she will surrender herself to the conspiring of one very contemporary cult. Cult classic is an original, a tale of love, memory,